tiger was rushed to the vet, and what the veterinarian discovered in its belly left everyone speechless. At a small zoo, veterinarian Dr. Harris was called to examine a pregnant tigress named Julie. The zoo owner, John Pringle, had long dreamed of expanding his park's animal family. The birth of tiger cubs would revive public interest. But during a routine ultrasound, Dr. Harris made a discovery so alarming that he immediately contacted the police. John Pringle had always been passionate about animals. Growing up with cats, dogs, rabbits, he spent most of his childhood caring for creatures of all kinds. When he became an adult, he opened his own zoo filled with exotic species, from wolves to lions and leopards. But his favorite animals were the tigers. He admired their power and beauty, and often spent hours watching them in their enclosure. The zoo housed two female tigers, Julie and Julia. Visitors loved them, and their enclosure was usually crowded with guests taking photos and videos. However, after several years, attendance dropped. The decline in visitors meant for funds to care for the animals, and John began worrying about the zoo's future. To attract new guests, John decided that a tiger cub would be the perfect addition. People loved baby animals, and he hoped that the birth of cubs would draw attention back to his park. He began searching for a male tiger for breeding, but quickly found that legal breeders were scarce and the process complicated. Eventually, John found a man who claimed to be a professional breeder with access to a healthy male tiger. The man insisted that Julie be taken to his facility for the procedure, kept there until she was confirmed pregnant. Though uneasy, John agreed, hoping this would finally bring cubs to his zoo. After a few weeks, the breeder confirmed that Julie was expecting. Thrilled, John brought her home and began preparing for the birth. But as months passed, he noticed unusual behavior. Julie grew larger but didn't give birth even after her due date. She became restless, often lying down for hours to be in pain. Concerned for her health and the unborn cubs, John called Dr. Harris to perform an ultrasound. When Dr. Harris arrived, he carefully sedated her to perform the scan. As the vet examined her abdomen, he noticed a strange, hard, metallic lump deep inside her stomach. The object did not resemble anything natural or related to pregnancy, and without explaining much, he stepped aside and made a phone call. Minutes later, John heard police sirens approaching the zoo. Officers arrived at the enclosure and began questioning him. Confused, John asked the vet what was happening. Dr. Harris explained that he suspected Julie had an illegal tracking implant placed inside her body, something often used by traffickers in the illegal wildlife trade. The police needed to confirm it immediately. Officers questioned John about where he had obtained his tigers and the breeder he had worked with. John told them everything, including the breeder's location and the terms of their agreement. The police recognized the description immediately. Was already wanted for selling exotic animals and implanting chips into them to monitor and later capture their offspring. While the police gathered information, Dr. Harris began a minor surgical procedure to remove the foreign object. Inside Julie's abdomen, he found a small metal tracking chip. He also confirmed that the tigress was carrying 3 cubs, all healthy. The implant had been placed near the to help traffickers locate the cubs once they were born. After the surgery, Julie was given time to recover. The birth followed a few days later, and 3 tiger cubs were safely delivered. Among them was a rare white tiger cub, a genetic rarity often sought after by illegal collectors. Dr. Harris and the police believed that this cub was the main reason for the implant, as the traffickers had planned to return once it was born. Weeks later, the police tracked down the breeder and uncovered his involvement in a large wildlife trafficking network. The implant removed from Julie provided key evidence linking him to multiple illegal animal trades across the region. Back at the zoo, Julie and her cubs were recovering well. The cubs quickly became the zoo's main attraction, drawing large crowds once again. But for John, the most important thing was that Julie and her family were safe.